Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So obviously by the title of my video, you guys know that I'll be talking about what led us to IVF, what led us here, and why are we doing this. I realized that I have not made any content as to explaining why we're doing it, for what's going on, what type of infertility do we have, and all this stuff. So I want to start off by saying that we both are pretty young. We're the same age. I don't want to say our ages yet just because I'm not comfortable personally saying them. I have talked to other people before who are going through an IVF or IUI or any type of infertility and solution to form their family. And honestly, I've noticed that some people don't take me as serious as they would with anyone that was much older or older than what I say I am. And for now, I'm not gonna say my age, but I'm gonna range it from about 18 to 25, somewhere in there. And like I said, people don't take me serious when I explain what we're going through until I do explain what I've been through with having a child, losing a child, losing a pregnancy, and now trying to have a child. So before I met my partner, I was dating someone else for about 3 years before. That person was my first official boyfriend. He was someone that I thought was genuine, and sorry, that's my AC. He's someone that I thought was genuine and loved me for me and respected me and my body. I was pretty young when I became sexually active with him, sexually active at all, but I was not that young to not know what ways to prevent a pregnancy. 4 months into dating him, I did fall pregnant with his child, his second child, since he did have a child before. I fell pregnant and I went along with the pregnancy. I wanted to have that child, and my pregnancy was easy, considered normal and everything. And then comes time to deliver my child. He was delivered via C-section. That was not planned for. It was an unexpected C-section. When I went into labor, I was actually induced. And my son, I would say after that, he was completely normal, healthy, happy, very vibrant of life, and really smart. Eventually, as he was growing, I want to say about when he was 6.5 months or almost 7 months, we started to notice that he was becoming more quiet of a baby, not laughing as much, and we started noticing that he was starting to lose his strength to hold his head up. And that was really odd. If you knew my son, he was so strong. He could sit at like 3.5 months. And he would try to crawl, he could talk, he loved to laugh, and something was wrong. I took him to the hospital, and we were in there for 3 days. He was being monitored for seizures, for anything wrong with his, inside of his head. So we had MRIs, and then EGGs, is that what it's called? I don't remember what it's called. Blood work, urine work, anything that you can name. I had them do on him to test what's going on, why is he acting different. Everything came back normal, nothing was found, and what happened was they sent us home, and then 2 weeks later, while I was at work, I received a call that my son was not waking up from his nap. My son was 7.5 months, and he passed away due to SIDS. His death was ruled as a natural cause. An autopsy was done, and everything came back normal. Nothing wrong with what could have happened to him. no, you know, after I lost my son, I became really paranoid and I asked for genetic testing on myself. I wanted a reason why that happened, or you know, if anything could be found. And knowing that my son had a healthy sister, you know, made me think that maybe I was to blame. So I had genetic testing done on myself, and everything came back normal. You know, I have no answers as to what happened. That same year, I eventually do leave my son's father. I don't want anyone telling me that I needed to be there for my son's father. I was there for him many, many times, and he was never there for me, so I knew that I had to leave. So that same year, I do find someone, and I do fall pregnant within a month of being with him. I was very shocked, but very happy. I will not ever deny that. I loved that baby that was growing in me. I thought it was a blessing and everything. You know, to me, it was a rainbow baby, you know, a miracle. It brought me happiness. I did end up losing the child through a miscarriage. I was about 9 weeks in. I didn't find out I was pregnant until I was about 3 to 4 weeks and like a month in or so, I think. I don't remember, but you know, I was shocked, devastated. You know, I just found something that would make me happy, and I lost it as well. On the same year, I lost 2 of my babies in the same year, and I was pretty devastated. And along this journey, I did have the same OBGYN, and they knew what I was going through. And my doctor, he told me, you know, it's not your fault, don't blame yourself, it's the way life is, and you know, you can't stop it, but try to go forward and be stronger for both your babies now. And you know, that's what I was doing. Later on, I meet my now current boyfriend, and you know, I'm happy, I'm loved. We both come to the conclusion that we want a baby, basically. So we just went with the flow, basically. You know, we tried to like ease our mind that we weren't really trying, but if it happened, it happened, and we would be blessed. So we're trying for almost about a year, and you know, I don't know, I start feeling really concerned, just because my first pregnancy, I was able to conceive my son in 4 months without trying, and then my second pregnancy, it was 1 month, and you know, we weren't even trying. But with my current boyfriend, you know, we were trying, but you know, we weren't like doing like ovulation tests and stuff like that. Eventually we did start trying to use some stuff, but you know, that was really odd for me. I know everyone's different, you know, it could take like up to a year or more, you know, and when it happens, it happens. But to me, it was really odd, just because I had 2 pregnancies within less than 5 months. And so anyways, I decided to talk to my boyfriend about my concerns, and also because you know, of what happened with my son. I did want him to get tested, just because I was really paranoid. You know, after what happened with my son, I did not want to take any risk of anything, you know, impacting our children badly in some way later on. So basically what ended up happening was the clinic scheduled a sperm test first. You know, we got the results, and it came back that he had 0 sperm. You know, that was pretty shocking. You know, we were both sad. He was devastated. What it's called is azoospermia, and he had a second test done, and that one confirmed as well that he does have azoospermia. And then at the same time that he's being tested, I did start noticing my period started to not come regularly. So before, when I was a kid, like younger, my period was never regular. Up until I got pregnant and had my son, and I started taking birth control, did it come every month. And then for the few months before we found out that my boyfriend has azoospermia, my period started to become irregular once again. So I expressed my concerns to my doctor. I had been tested and I had an ultrasound done, and they had found that I have PCOS. I was shocked, but not too surprised because I know what PCOS was. So my doctor told me, it's impacting my period, my acne, but that I'm still pretty fertile regardless. That I'm fortunate enough that it's not that severe. I guess there's a certain amount of little cysts that you need to have, and so from what my doctor told me is that there needs to be a certain amount of cysts inside your ovaries to be ruled as PCOS. Mine did not reach that amount, but they still ruled me as PCOS just in case, because my periods were irregular, and I was receiving acne. Yeah, I have PCOS and my boyfriend has azoospermia. I started dealing with my PCOS, and with my boyfriend, they started testing him, and they found out that his hormone levels, blood work, everything that he was tested on came back normal. So in this case, it led us to having a testing done. So basically that was our last hope of having any biological kids together. And he had a testing done, and what do you know, we were given a 65% chance that he was not producing any sperm, and then 35% chance that they were just stuck in there. And basically he has sperm. So he had sperm, but on the first testing we did not retrieve any of the sperm, because our chances were really low, and even if we went through with the procedure to have it retrieved and they didn't find anything, we would have been charged. So we said no to that. And then once they found out that he does have sperm, we went ahead and did a second testing a month later. That was actually this June. Was it this June? It was actually this April, May. It was actually this April or May that he had his second testing done. And so yeah, we had frozen sperm. And then if you've been following my YouTube videos, I recorded me getting ready for creating my follicles, and then we had them retrieved, and we have 2 embryos now. So we decided to do the second testing and freeze the sperm that they were able to find. And one thing that we were told was if we wanted to have my boyfriend's azoospermia corrected, we decided not to, just because we were only given a 25% chance of ever being able to conceive on our own, which is a good amount, but at the same time we're ready to become parents now. So we were given a 75% chance with IVF on our end, and so that's why we're going through with IVF. It's been a long couple of years, guys. It's been a long couple of years, I just can't believe it.